Oh yeah, somebody asked me to watch this, and I wish people would actually use the subreddit for this kind of stuff instead of Discord, but yeah, I'll watch it. Where is it? Here it is. I got rid of everything after 3,600 hours. That's the video title. I got rid of everything after 3,600 hours. Them's rookie numbers. Pump him up. Pump him up. And what does this person mean by everything? Let's see. You got...
Hi guys, I'm Lynx. I'm a former Elder Scrolls Online raider, and I say former because I have since quit the game about 5 months ago. Now, as you can see from the title of the video, I'm getting rid of everything I own in the game since I'll never be coming back to it. All of my gear that I'd spent months to years grinding for...
Yo, he's deconning everything?! Wait, what the fuck?
...is being deconstructed and
Why?
deleted, some of it deleted. And the only reason that all of it isn't just being outright deleted is because I'm giving all my materials and my gold to a friend who does still play the game from time to time.
Okay.
So, how did it come to this? As I said, I used to raid in ESO. I would regularly do Trials content, whether it be raids, hard modes, or even trifecta runs. At my current points, I had already obtained every trial trifecta title, except for the newest one, Swashbuckler Supreme. I didn't really have a lot of time to go for that one.
Okay.
But I had done Griffinheart, Immortal Redeemer, TikTok Tormentor, Dawnbringer, Godslayer.
Alright, respectable. Respectable.
And I even started progressing the newest one with my team, but like I said, then I quit.
Oh, he's trading. Oh, he's trading some somebody.
Raids for many different servers.
All the mats.
Teaching runs to help new players learn how
does
to
some
do
rookie numbers on the mats too.
In different trials.
Only 4 Ruby.
I tried to start up a training team that would help a number of like brand new players learn how to do trials content from scratch. I had tried to help provide information on what skills and gear to use for different trials and different fights, what a good raid composition looked like, how to position themselves in fights, how to do mechanics, how to keep their damage and buff outputs.
Wait, why bother to make a video about leaving the game? Just shut the fuck up and leave. Well, okay, what if I made a video about leaving the game? You know? I don't know, maybe this person wants to fucking vent. Whatever.
Consistent and high. I tried to use my experience to be helpful to anyone who wanted to get into Trials content, so I was very integrated in the raiding community, and I did thoroughly enjoy my time there.
Yeah, I don't know why chat's not appearing on the stream.
But of course, it just didn't last.
Okay.
With each new update to the game, the dev team at Ce-Nex continued to make changes to the game that made it harder and harder to enjoy raiding. Things would break, bugs would become more prominent, and crashes would become more frequent.
He's just giving away everything.
On top of this, combat changes were being
2 temporary alloys
cause power creep to get out of control.
Oh,
and
there's
make
more.
Most of the earlier content, such as Cloud Res, Asylum Sanctorium, Halls of Fabrication, so on and so forth, just far too easy. Changes were made to classes and skills and gear that caused class identity to all but fall apart. There used to be an interesting distinction between magic and stamina-based builds and raid compositions, and that all but vanished with one of the recent updates.
Hold up. Hold up, real quick. Why is that the key binding for no? That's the tilde key on your keyboard. What?
That all but vanished with one of the recent updates. Every character started to basically be built the same and play the same, more or less making a lot of the game's core combat function bland and uninteresting.
Destroying the fire pot spider? No way, bro.
Ce-Nex continued to ignore player feedback, pushing the changes through anyways.
The surveys!
Introducing new sets with new dungeons that would overtake the meta.
At least do them. Hold up. At least do the surveys first. If you get your mats away, that's fucked up.
Constantly have to farm every 3 months, which sounds like a good thing. Sounds like they're giving us new content. And the dungeon aspect of it is, you know, new dungeon.
I think he's just fucking sick of the game, honestly, you know. Chat, I think he's just fucking sick of the game.
Didn't really do dungeons a lot, but a lot of people did, and you know, that's a good thing for them. And a lot of the new dungeons, they were somewhat interesting. But the farming gear aspect was never that interesting. In practice, it just boiled down to turning your brain off and running that dungeon on normal a crazy number of times to get the pieces that you needed, which would become extremely exhausting and tiring having to do this every single patch, especially if it was multiple gear sets from that same dungeon. It would just be extremely frustrating. It
Okay.
wouldn't be super bad if it was like something that happened once a year, but this would be something that would happen every 3 months, and it would stall a lot of teams' trial progressions. It would stall a lot of teams in their raid progression, because sometimes even the sets that we were using would be just significantly nerfed. And a lot of raid leaders would want their people to have the new stuff so that way they would be able to push a lot more efficiently. All this just resulted in a power creep that was going way uphill, and there was no real turning back from it.
Well, I don't. There's a lot of things to dissect here in terms of power creep. I don't think the new grinding stuff is the reason for the power creep. There's like other things at play, but yeah, I kind of understand the sentiment.
All in all, though, it was something that was very frustrating. They refused to address the actual issues at hand, such as the game's lack of a reward system, performance issues, power creep, and the massively inflating economy. There wasn't really much of a point in raiding for a lot of people because you didn't really get a whole lot of anything, and what you did get outside of neat titles was mediocre at best the majority of the time. There was no incentive to keep many players going or pushing for that next achievement, or that next milestone. Performance and frame rate would always consistently plummet during many fights and activities, resulting in us have to even teleport out of the raid and then teleport back in just to get our game working at a manageable state so that way we could actually play the game and do the content that we were wanting to do. Power creep became extremely rampant, with the average player's damage output becoming so high that you could easily skip tons of mechanics that bosses and enemies would do in raids, making some raids just so impossibly easy that it just boiled down to why even learn the mechanics at that point when you can just damage burn your way through them.
Okay.
The game's economy is in such shambles that a newer player no longer has practically any path to afford any upgrade materials to obtain the necessary materials to max their gear, nor do they have a way to afford the required potions to do trials content. Stacks of potions cost an outrageous amount, and they're practically essential because without them, your productivity in the raids and your damage output.
Is that true though? That newer players can't afford potions? I don't know if that's like necessarily true. I think most people just don't bother. I don't know. I think there's some sort of divide here in terms of like, is it that players don't want to do it, or is it that players can't do it? I think there's like two different things going on here that we need to look at. Heroism potions. If you're using fucking heroism potions as a new player, that's the fucking dumbest shit you can do. I don't know. It's just like, who cares about heroism potions when you're like trying to get into raiding? You can just, I don't know, you can, I don't know. I feel like there's so many ways you can get potions without having a lot of gold. This person's got what? On this character, 7.1 million gold. I mean, that's more than enough to raid. I think though, ESO does have a problem with how raiding incurs a loss of finance, where in other games you get rich off of raiding. ESO is kind of like one of the very few, I feel like, MMOs where it's like you don't really gain much from it.
But it just goes way down. It was made a little worse for a lot of players because while all these issues were present, we would constantly see them pushing microtransactions, giving the player base scraps while putting more or less all of the interesting stuff the game has to offer
This is valid.
into the crown store, forcing you to spend money if you wanted really anything that was cool. If you wanted a cool mount, there wasn't really a way to get one that was even closely
accessible,
comparable to the ones that they would sell
or
on the
even
crown store.
Cool. Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with selling these mounts, but it becomes a problem when you put everything interesting that a player would want in something that you would have to spend money. There's no path to really
this is very
a lot
true.
Of these.
This is the problem with ESO.
Technically is, and people will use that against you. However, it's such a slow process that you're better off just spending the money. It takes forever to get to that point without spending money.
Okay.
It would even be worse by the company taking things that you could earn through in-game means, such as the mount you get for getting the Godslayer title, or the polymorph that you can very rarely get to drop from running Veteran Asylum Sanctorium. They would take those and they would reskin it, and they would put it back, they would reskin it slightly, and they would put it back into the Crown Store and sell it for real money. When it comes to the newest trifecta mount even, the one for Swashbuckler Supreme, it's just a recolor of a Fire Atronach wolf from one of the old crown crates. Instead of being red this time, it's blue with a coral brush running over it over a couple parts. It's just an insultingly low effort reward for players who spend months grinding for these achievements. The final straw for me and many other players was the announcement of combat changes so drastic, which were being made in the name of improving accessibility to content.
Update 35.
And for most players, by the way. These changes would have made combat not only extremely slow and boring, but also cause damage to drop considerably and make a lot of the newer content to become completely inaccessible to the majority of players who weren't in the top percentile. But how can this be when I was just saying earlier that content was too easy because of the high damage output? Well, that's because they built their new content around power creep. Now they want to nerf the power creep, but not the content, making it nearly impossible to complete certain DPS checks, such as the last boss in Rockgrove, where you have to do enough damage to this boss before the lava rises to get her to go up to the next floor. If you take too long, the group wipes. This is completely backwards from what they said their intentions were. Their initial response to this massive amount of community backlash? A little trust would be appreciated. They asked this despite not having done anything to earn said trust from the community. They later reverted many of these changes, but only after numerous players started leaving and canceling their ESO Plus subscriptions, and after the biggest pushback from the raiding community that I have ever seen. This is where I and many others had quit the game. All of this really pounded into us that the developers...
Yo, he's a whale! He's a whale! He's got the volume like for the crown crates.
Raiding community. They only focus on how much they can make off of loot boxes and microtransactions. They don't see players, they see wallets. And this is just in the raiding community. I haven't even talked about the absolute mess that the PvP community is in and has been in for, I think, years now. So, after all this, I had more or less resolved myself to quit.
Okay,
Like I said, I do have a friend who still plays, so I decided to give him all of my golden materials. But I still decided to make this video to share my experience with others on how this game has treated myself and many others like me. And how it's actually pushed me to the point where I don't care if I lose everything in this game. Everything that I had spent months to years on, I had invested so much time into, I had put my soul into, because I thoroughly loved playing this game. I no longer care because of just the insane amount of tone-deaf pushing that the developers have done to push raiders away. It's very upsetting to me to do all this. It's very deleting all my stuff and destroying all of my gear. It's not something that I enjoyed doing by any stretch, and in fact made me very sad. It made me very upset because I know that I'm never going to get back to those amazing times that I had with friends. So if you see this video, then I urge you to stay away from this game. Find another game that won't stab you in the back over 20 bucks. Enjoy yourself, and don't set yourself up for the same frustration that we have experienced.
Shit.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, okay, this is the rest. Okay. Oh, shit, it sucks that Twitch chat's not appearing on the screen, but yeah, I don't know. It's just man, everything though? He deleted everything? God damn. He's trading everything, fucking everything. I think I know why he's doing this. Because I think it makes sense, right? Like, whenever someone says, "Oh, I'm gonna quit," they come back because they see the time and value of what they put into the game or whatever. It doesn't matter if it's ESO or whatever. And then they're like, "Yeah, maybe I should come back," or like maybe their friends will go back and say, "Hey, come back. Everything's fine for now." And then you go back anyway. But if you like fucking destroy everything, it's like, would you really want to come back? You'd have to regrind all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I wonder if he deletes his characters. I'm actually kind of curious. It's sad that a lot of people leave the game this way with a bad memory. I mean, I think all good things, or all things really, come to an end. And yeah, it is unfortunate that a lot of people are quitting with the worst impressions in their mind, right? But like, why else would you quit if it wasn't a bad thing? If that makes sense? I don't know. Like, you don't quit something because you're like, "Oh, I love this so much, I'm gonna quit." You know? It makes sense. He did make some valid points. Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest point I think the biggest point I agree with was the fucking monetization. You know, this video is needed for those update 35 apologies. I said it was just going to be blown out of proportion. It is meant to be a reminder for the future to point out and say, "I told you so." You think so? You think that's what the video is for? I think this is just a personal thing. Honestly, I don't think, you know. But why not do the surveys? You know what I mean? Why not do the surveys? Marking as junk, why? Huh? Okay. Man, that's a lot of shit though, you know what I mean? That's a lot of shit. No, yeah, exactly, do the surveys, because if you delete the surveys, you're essentially deleting the data that holds so many materials. At least do the surveys. Quit. Give the materials to this friend he's giving all this shit to, right? And they have more stuff. If you know, if you mark it as junk, you mass delete. Oh, okay. Jesus, he had a lot of shit. He had a lot of transmuted and reconstructed shit. That's a lot of shit. Yeah, Diamond's victory. I saw the Diamond's victory. Oh fuck. What? Okay, I have a fucking question. Why is he keeping Livewire? Why did he have Livewire, bro? Deadwater's Guile. Okay, that's my bad on that one, guys. Yeah, he's just deconning this, I think, for materials, so that like he can give the materials to his friend he's, I think, in Discord with. Oh, he's in Discord with 2 other people. Okay. That's a lot of alkahest. This guy is even emptying his craft bag. Jesus. I wonder how much all of this is worth. Maybe 10 million, 20 million, 100 million. It's not cages. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, this is like 20 fucking minutes of him just deleting shit and transferring shit. Okay. Oh, I think he does delete the characters. No way, bro. No, that's like the last step. Let's not even think about like potentially the purchases of skill lines like Mage's Guild and shit like that, right? For a character. Holy shit. Oh, he didn't show the rest of it, bro. I don't know what do you think about this video? I don't know. I mean, my only thing to say about this video is should have done the surveys first, honestly. Man. But yeah, someone's something to watch this. I don't know. I think definitely the points they brought up are very valid. And I think the primary reason why they probably did this is they don't want to be tempted to come back. You know? So, you know what I mean? If you kill everything off, you're not going to be tempted to come back. There's no fucking way. You gonna regrind all this shit? Fuck that. Probably not. So I think I'll give them props because, like, they know themselves enough to the point they need to, like, cut that temptation away. But yeah. If you go to these links and you're... Yeah, exactly. It's whatever. Marvel Snap. Okay. Well, yeah, at the same time, it's a little sad to see people react this way to update 35. But again, this was all predicted. I'm just saying. So I mean, I'm kind of curious what the comments say. Weirdly sad. My heart hurts. Yeah, a lot of people have been quitting, and this guy was a raider, right? So I don't think I know this person, but still, one raider lost. One Rayleigh lost too. I think it's a good way of quitting too. Like, better to give away all your shit away. Honestly, the people who still enjoy the game or want to do that shit. Kind of reminds me of like the death of a whale, or like the death of an elephant, and like their corpse feeds the ecosystem around them. All the insects, all the bugs, all the microbes, all the scavengers and shit. It's kind of a beautiful way to go. Ah, man. This man is an example of how low Western society has fallen. Oh, shit. 3,600 hours? Casual, then. I'm giving that a thumbs up. I'm just fucking around. Oh, man. Okay, here's one. I never understood why to destroy accounts if you decide to quit. You have paid so much money for the game and stuff and spent so many countless hours of it to achieve that. What will you gain by destroying it? A statement? No one gives a flying fuck about such statements, game company least of all. If you want to quit, just stop playing, leave the account as it is, cancel sub. As for the game itself, ESO could have been something great, but they did not want to change and listen to the community. Instead, they keep messing it up. I guess it is about minimizing cost and effort and milking all the profit they can until the milk runs dry. Just like, well, they keep producing shit as long as there's people to pay for it. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. This video was made not to make a statement to the company. They don't care. It was made to share my experiences with other players, aspiring players, as well as the conclusion I came to. Also, deleting or not deleting everything doesn't really have any bearing if you never plan to play the game, does it? And I gave all my stuff to a friend who still does play, so this served more of a purpose. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's all about cutting that temptation away. But also, this is what I'm talking about too, right? In one of my recent videos, it's like the content space is going to be much more polarized. There's going to be not just the whole word of mouth thing with games right now. It's pretty strong because a lot more people are connected ever than before in Discords, on Twitter, whatever. So if a newer player or whoever is looking at a list of MMOs to play comes across something like this in the algorithm or in the content space for this game, obviously, you know, it's gonna make an impact somewhere down the line. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sad. I'm a little sad. It kind of feels like, you know, I was like thinking this during watching this video. It kind of feels like I'm looking into the future. Like, it's like a mirror into my future for some reason. I just felt that for some reason. You know what I mean? Kind of fucking creepy. But, you know, got me thinking, how would I quit the game? You know what I mean? How would I quit? How would I go? Would I also destroy all my characters and give away all my mats? I can't wait to see your 5,000 plus hours. I don't think I have 5,000 hours. I'm pretty sure I've closed. I'm pretty sure I'm way over 10,000 hours. What's like almost 9 years of playing ESO straight since beta? What is that shit? That's like, what's 9? Let's say 9 years since beta, right? Just playing since launch, playing since beta. Obviously not like every fucking day. Sometimes it's probably a week of vacation and shit like that. Whatever, right? So what's that? What's 9 years into hours? Obviously, this is a big number. This is a big number. 78,800. Okay, obviously, not every hour of the 9 years. Okay, okay, how much of the 90? Okay, hold on. Average on average, how much does a human sleep per, I don't know, day? Wait, year? Yeah, or per decade? I don't know. Shit. Per year. Yeah, let's do that one. So let's say 8 hours. 8 times 365. Okay. 2,920 hours. Okay, that's 1 year of sleep. Times that by 9. That's okay, let's subtract 26,280. Okay, 26. Subtract 26,280. Alright, guys, I played ESO for at least 50,000 hours. Oh god, but yeah, I mean, jokes aside again, yeah, I don't know. I think it's fucking funny. Can you type played? Yeah, that's per character. I'd have to add all that shit up, honestly. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of gave me a thought. Like, how would I quit ESO? You know, like, kind of gets me thinking. Like, would I just do the same thing? Probably. I think I'd probably do the same thing in some sense. Like, probably give all my gold to like a guild, probably someone who's, I don't know. It's kind of depressing to think about. Yeah, that's pretty much it.